Pauline, welcome to the program. Why is this government so hooked on migration?
Because it props up the economy. That's what it's all about. And you've got the Business Council of Australia also calling for higher immigration. You've got the Harvey Normans calling for higher immigration because they're selling more product to the Australian people. Selling more product, more migrants coming in here. But as I've said for Rita, since 1996, when I spoke about immigration into the country, you've got to do it in a well-managed, balanced way so we have the infrastructure in place to deal with it. Governments and politicians have lost touch with grassroots Australians who are struggling to own their own home. You've got 100 that line up. If a rental accommodation comes up for rent, there's about 100 people lining up for it. You've got the prices of houses. Banks are making more money out of it because they're loaning more loans to, higher loans to people. You've got state governments, they're reaping all the benefits from the stamp duty. This is benefits to governments and to big business, but it's not helping the Australian people, their way of life, their standard of living, and governments keep doing it. And Barry Jones said this years ago, in the early 90s. He said, Labor brings in people into the country also purely for the vote. They know it will cause social cohesion, incohesion with the community. They don't care. They don't care, Rita. And people out there, they know. But you know what? They keep voting for the same old ones. They keep voting for Labor and they keep voting for Liberals who are the same with high immigration. Not as high as Labor. Labor are worse at this than the Libs. But with high immigration, even international students, over 100,000 more have come in the last 12 months than the previous 12 months, over 225,000. But also, Rita, they take up 70% of new dwellings. 70% of new dwellings goes to foreign students.
Well, we know about the pressure on infrastructure, whether we're talking about roads, public transport, hospital waiting lists, but it seems housing has become the really critical factor here because we're just not keeping up with the new dwellings needed to house all these people coming in. What's going to be the impact of that? Obviously, rents are going to go up and property prices are going to go up further. But is there any sort of solution? Does the Albanese government have a plan to build sufficiently or at least loosen regulations so developers are encouraged to build more?
Their plan was a $10 billion fund that they put up there and to spend interest from the fund into new housing of 30,000 houses over the next 5 years. We haven't got the tradies to build it. You can't get the supplies. You can't get what you need. That's a big problem as well. The thing is, for every 1,000 migrants you have, they require about 550 homes. Where are the homes for the Australians out there? That's why there's a lot of couch surfing. That's why a lot of people live in their caravans, their cars, in parks, in tents. And this is ridiculous. Albanese Labor Government are not concerned about the Australian people and how tough they are doing it. Always worried about bringing in more migrants, prop up the economy with the GDP. That's what it's about. And I think it's disgusting of any Prime Minister of this country to disregard the Australian people and how tough they are doing it purely because he wants to play on the world stage.